Sue.
Hey, Kim. Welcome to Wait, There's More, Get the Skinny with Sue and Kim. This is episode 2, the dreaded plateau.
Oh gosh, yes. Where do we begin?
Well, let's begin by showing you our new banner, our new sign here. It just came today. Kim was so nice to get the stuff ordered and we revealed it today, hung it up. There's been some mechanical issues, but hopefully we'll get those resolved. We got our new
Got some merch.
Mugs right here.
It's the one.
Yes. So we're getting really excited because wow,
Yeah,
we're here for episode 2 already.
yeah, it's pretty exciting.
So
talking about the dreaded plateaus,
yes.
probably not going to be a very cheery episode, but necessary.
Yes. How many of you get on that scale frustrated that you've spent the last 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, a week, 2 weeks at the same weight? And you feel like you're doing everything right, you're eating healthy, you're exercising, your mindset is in a good place. However, you get to that dreaded plateau or stall.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess everybody's gonna raise their hand on that one.
Yes.
I would say for me, I had a stall for at least a year, which I mean is an insane amount of time. But just to keep it real, I mean, that was the whole point of this, so that someone can say, okay, it's not just me.
Yeah. I remember stalling like right after surgery, probably 3 or 4 weeks in. And it probably lasted like 3 weeks. And mind you, I've gone through this process for almost 16 years, so I've had plenty of stalls. It's just learning to accept it because a lot of times everybody panics and you freak out and you say, oh my gosh, the surgery was a failure or my weight loss was a failure. And it just gets to the point like how you learning how to handle those moments and how to get through it. And we've got some, obviously we have some experience between the two of us, and we can maybe share some tips with you. Some of the things that you may go through or experience that, might be able to help you get jump started again or get out of that plateau or stall. And another thing that's really important is a lot of times the scale may be stuck, but you may be losing inches and not realizing it. I think for me, inches was more important than the number on the scale because I felt like, wow, my clothes are fitting great, great. And I'm also like downsizing my clothes. And those are things based on losing inches.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. I think you said it was key, was just accepting it. I think we're all in denial at that point. You want to throw in the towel and say, why did I go through this? Because it was a very intense procedure. I mean, it was major surgery and, 3-4 weeks in, which at that point, I don't even know if you're on solid food yet, like for you in the beginning.
Yeah.
My stall was after I went through, we'll say it was 12 weeks. Everybody kind of has a different plan that their doctor gives them, but I had a little binder I followed week by week. And I remember looking so forward to eating eggs, like scrambled eggs. They didn't bother me. I know they do bother a lot of people, but at that stage, but my plateau came a little bit later. So I think I had lost a decent amount. And I mean, I wasn't ever going to lose, silence your phone.
I know, I'm sorry. It's my daughter, but she can wait.
But yeah, so I think just accepting it, like Sue said, is a big part of the battle because you can really get stuck there mentally beating yourself up. And I think accepting it and getting out of that panic mode and just reassessing. So first and foremost, just, tell yourself it's okay. This is normal. And I'm 100% saying it is normal. Everybody plateaus. And I think it's just how to get out of it, what tools that may have worked early on might need switched. So in one of the weight losses that I failed at, because you had to fail so many, as you all know, before you can get this approved, was the phentermine. And I didn't know that your body like memorizes it and gets used to it. And you can apply that to so many things. So with a plateau, your body is stuck, and or your mind, or both. And once you confuse it, so I couldn't lose weight effectively on phentermine ever again after I think like 3 tries. And that was a light bulb moment for me. I had no idea that was even a thing. So that has worked for me for my plateau. I finally just got out of it maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and not for lack of trying. I mean, I was trying to do a calorie deficit. I was doing my strength training, and I've been doing that for almost a year now, but the effectiveness really wasn't until about 3 weeks ago that my body realized I made a change.
Yeah.
So you have to like treat yourself. I mean, that's part of self-care, is just allowing yourself to fail to succeed.
Yeah.
Because you will get there.
Yeah. And having grace
Yes.
and patience because, and I'd say, to be honest, like right after surgery, people expect to go home and just drop the weight, like that. And it doesn't happen. Like, you are still recovering from surgery. You're still swollen. Your body is still adjusting to the change. So you have all these things going on, and, you get frustrated because, oh my gosh, I should be losing this weight. I'm on this liquid diet. I should have lost 10 pounds today. And it doesn't happen because obviously, like, my whole body was still swollen for at least 4 to 6 weeks after surgery. Granted, I was losing weight, and, maybe I thought I wasn't losing the weight fast enough based on other people, but you also have to remember everybody's different. Yeah. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's going to go through this process differently. And it's just, you have to always be willing to reinvent, re-challenge yourself when you hit those plateaus. Not everybody's plateau is going to be the same experience. It's going to be different for everyone. And, obviously we have some reasons why you plateau, and what you can do about, maybe getting out of that stall.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the hard part is, I mean, we want to be here for everyone, but at the same time, we recognize that it is going to be a different journey for each person, just based on age or, what you're doing. I mean, not everybody's doing the same thing. For me, in one of my attempts to confuse my body, because I was really good about, I think I was really focusing on no sugar, no bread when I could eat solid food. So I was still doing the weight loss, what I would have done if I hadn't had surgery. Okay, let's try this next. And I tried no sugar, no bread a million times, but I thought, well, this is what I should do. I mean, I just went through the surgery, right? So all of a sudden I had a weak moment, and I had a Krispy Kreme donut, because they're the best donuts in the world, in my opinion. I'm so weak when they're around. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to eat one. I haven't had sugar in months, right? And I still, to this day, haven't had soda in 2.5 years. But I can't claim that on the Krispy Kreme donut. But I wouldn't, I lost 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Like literally the next day. It made no sense to me, except I totally confused my body. And I think it just acted on that and sped something up. I can't explain it. So of course I had to try that theory again. Everything's Again?
Oh, no.
More scotch tape.
Yes.
Okay, let's keep talking because we're gonna lose this whole show.
Yes. So apologies for our mechanical dysfunction here this morning.
It's my fault. If you've ever used 3M hooks, you
Yes.
have to let them
Yes.
cure before you hang anything. Not that this banner is super heavy, but. So did you have anything like that, Sue, where you ate something?
No.
But
I
I
was
mean,
gonna say
you can
mine.
give yourself a treat though.
Yes, it is. Also, because when you're eating, the same meat as far as like time of day you eat, your snack choices, all that, your body gets used to it. And that's part of the reason why you stall as well. So, for me, and obviously for you, you have to kind of like maybe change the hours that you do your 3 meals or the way you do your snacks. Yeah. Change the time, how often you eat, maybe change up your snack routine, like maybe you're snacking on, a protein bar every day. Well, try something else like, fruit and peanut butter.
I was afraid to eat
Nuts.
fruit because of the natural sugar.
I think you want to, I think to me, whole foods, even fruit, is better than powdered, like a powdered drink or like, now they got those little vitamin pills, like fruit or vegetable pills that you could take. I would think that you're better off eating the whole fruit
Yeah, that's a good.
or vegetable.
That's a good thing to look into. I mean, again, everybody's different, so it's worth a try. And that was another thing too. I got into this like strawberry addiction,
Yeah.
and it was like an insatiable, craving. And then I went out. I was afraid that it wasn't hurting my journey, so I kind of got out of that raspberries or whatever. But again, it was like after 3 or 4 months, I was like, I've got to try something. So that's my big tip is confuse your body.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too is we have a hard time monitoring how much protein we eat during the day or consume during the day. So sometimes like when you plateau, it could be you're not getting enough protein, maybe. And even if you are, maybe jack up the protein, 10 to 20 grams extra.
Just that little bit.
Yeah,
Just
just
probably
that.
make a huge difference.
Yeah,
surprisingly, it doesn't
Yeah.
sound logical, but it really
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. And the same thing with water. We go through periods of the month. Obviously, some of you still get a menstrual cycle. I'm one of the lucky ones that don't, but however, I still get that menstrual period during the month where I feel bloated. And so you get on the scale and you're like, oh, why am I 2 pounds heavier? Like I bet, I've been doing the same thing every day for the whole month, and then I realize like, even though I still don't get that menstrual cycle anymore, I still get that period feeling where, once a month where I feel bloated.
That's
so that
interesting.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that still happens even though I don't have that menstrual cycle. And it lasts like a normal menstrual cycle. It could be, 3 or 4 or 5 days long that I feel like.
Now, you've had a hysterectomy? Or no?
Yes.
So I'm curious because I have an IUD and you've had a hysterectomy, so I don't have a period either, but I will.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't have a hysterectomy.
Oh, okay.
Because in the military, being a military spouse, if you were still at a certain age of childbirthing age, they would not allow me to have hysterectomy. So I did have the
like Mirena.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that explains why. I was confused. I thought you had hysterectomy. I almost had one, and I was curious how things were going to change 'Cause I have some other issues, that need addressed that, they just throw pills at, which is probably another episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was curious because, yeah, the water weight, at that point, don't even get on the scale. Don't set yourself up too
Yes.
much, because again, give yourself grace. Just know that during that time of the month, probably isn't gonna be a time we should weigh ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep. Yeah, I agree, because, it just gets depressing
Yeah,
and you get upset and then you get on your little Facebook group, and complain about, oh my God, this isn't working, or why am I stalling? And I got on a scale today, like, stay away from the scale.
yeah.
Even
Yeah.
when you're on your period, stay away from that damn scale. So you're
think-
off of it.
Yeah, that was another mental break for me. Was I was weighing myself every day. I know that probably most people do. And I, just to break my habit of that and just doing it once a week made a huge, and it must have been, my mindset, my brain allowing me to just calm down a little bit. And then the numbers didn't change. Again, this has all been within like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But what do you have here? Do you have like little tips and tricks? Or?
Obviously calories sneak in, and
Yeah.
you don't realize, like, every lick, every bite, every oil or dressings that you add to your food.
Creamer in my coffee. I never
Yeah.
count that, but that's calories.
Yeah. So those are those sneaky calories that you don't take into consideration.
Which, if you're willing to go that extra mile, if you're counting them, that's where you can get out of this.
Yeah. So that's
Stall.
probably a good thing, like, to monitor for a few days, like a week to 10 days, maybe monitor those little things that you do that you don't realize
Yeah,
add up.
that's a good point.
Yeah. NEAT is non-exercise activity. So that is like emptying your dishwasher, doing laundry, washing your car, just the little things that you do around the house that you don't take into consideration, like extra movement, extra steps, because most of the time when we count steps, we're counting like walking
Just
around.
walk.
Yeah, walking around, or, walking from, your desk to your car, that kind of thing. Like, you're not taking in consideration, like, all the, the movement that the body movements that you do, doing the non-exercise activities.
Well, that's really neat, Sue.
Yeah. See, neat. Yes. Well, actually, non-exercise activity genesis or something like that.
Okay, well, that's your assignment. Look that up for what the T really stands for.
Yes.
So that's good to remember too. With, on one side, you're forgetting the calories, but you're also forgetting some wins.
Yeah.
With the exercise.
Yeah.
But I also think the laundry and the dishes keep me from snacking. I have got to stay busy.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
There's a plus in that too.
Yeah. So there's always like ways that you can think of exercise activity. Like, if you feel like you got to do more, like, park your car on the other side of the parking lot when you're going to the grocery store, so you get that extra walk in. Don't wait for the front row spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, move your car to, I tend to park away anyways, because I don't want any, people banging my doors and stuff.
I know parking lots are so tight anymore.
Yeah.
We don't need any cars.
And then you get all those ones that gotta back into the parking space for their quick getaway out of Walmart.
Yes. I don't blame you for that.
So we talked about not enough protein, also not enough fiber. Is another one.
Yeah, that's true. And the best way to get fiber, what do you do?
Add more, get more from veggies, beans, berries, oats, and add chia or flax seeds to, like, when you make smoothies, or like sprinkle them in your salad, or those are ways to get extra
I forget
fiber.
to do that, is to put it on my salad. I put it in a like overnight oats or a smoothie all the time. I have both of those,
Yeah,
but I never thought about the salad. That's smart.
yeah, adds a little crunchy to it.
Which we're usually looking for from croutons, which I do sunflower seeds sometimes, but then that's a whole other ballgame. Seed oils and the big craze about seeds.
Yeah,
Have to attack that one day.
yeah.
Yeah, so too little fiber. I have gummies. I don't know how
Yes.
much your body absorbs them. There's a lot of controversy around gummies or a pill or Mucil.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely something to consider is,
Broccoli's really good.
Yeah.
Especially if you're constipated.
Yeah.
A little fiber makes you constipated.
Blueberries, I think blueberries are good.
Yeah.
And another thing I learned, because every time I feel like a little cramp issue, I think, oh, I have to eat a banana for the potassium. I learned baked potatoes have more potassium than bananas.
Yes.
So I'd rather eat, and I can't eat a lot of it, obviously, as you know, can't eat that much. But I'll just eat like a quarter of a baked potato.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you're not getting your sweet craving out of it, but I feel like my body can't take that much sugar from a banana.
Yeah.
I always had insulin resistance, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that as well. And that was the one thing I was told I could not eat was a banana. Like, I remember that doctor telling me I could go walk for 30 minutes and I wouldn't be able to undo what the banana did to my body. I'm like, seriously? I don't want to walk for 30 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way my body processed
Huh.
insulin at the time, and I don't know if that's another thing to consider too. Will I always have IR? Is that playing into my plateau? Good question for the endocrinologist.
Yeah, very good question. Also, like poor sleep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have never gotten enough sleep, especially from my phentermine days. I would only sleep like 4 hours. I never really got it back. I might be up to 6 by now.
Yeah.
But it's been a long get there. What do you?
I think I average like 6 to 7.
Now, do you wear the watch? Where it tells you like your dreams?
I mean, I could wear the watch, but I hate like having stuff on me.
I would love to know if I'm actually getting good sleep.
Yeah.
And where my arms and all. My daughter does it. My husband does it. I cannot do it.
Yeah.
But I want the answers.
I take everything off, like even my ring. I feel like it'll get caught up into, either the dogs or the pillow or, even though it won't, I feel like, I don't know, do you feel like you swell up at night or?
I haven't had that issue.
I don't know. I
feel like it's uncommon.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's just weird. I'm just weird about having stuff on me.
Well, we all have our sensory issues.
Yeah.
There's going to be someone that totally understands what you're saying. So.
Yeah, I know.
High stress, cortisol. Okay, cortisol has been a really hot topic.
Yeah.
I'm a big coffee drinker, and that's another thing. I'm supposed to get up and drink water first and wait, which I've had my thyroid removed, so for other reasons, and I have to wait to eat anyway. So it's just like take that pill, drink your water, don't touch the coffee. But that's something with cortisol.
Yeah.
That's probably another topic we could address as a whole episode, but I'm really curious about cortisol levels and how that affects us in general and just in a plateau.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'm lucky there. I love the smell of coffee. I think I was turned off. My grandmother used to make us coffee when we were little, but she used to put a ton of cream and sugar in it.
That was what that generation did.
Yes. And
my papa would not even touch it unless it was like pure white. And
yes. And I think I just got like turned off by it eventually, that I'll never drink this again when I get older. And sure enough, I'm not, a lot of times, because I still have trouble with constipation. I don't maybe I just don't get enough fiber. So I've changed that. I've gotten the fiber gummies.
Yeah.
And I eat more broccoli than I normally did before. So that helps. But my husband will always say, well, if you drink a cup of coffee, you won't have that problem. I'm like, don't get me started on that. It's been about 16 years since I've had a carbonated drink.
Right.
No soda. And so,
but caffeine can mess you up. So the caffeine from soda and or obviously the coffee.
Yeah.
Weekend wipeouts.
Yeah.
Foods. Now, how do you treat your weekend? Is it kind of like a free zone?
Well, on the weekend, we're huge football fans, so this is a bad time of the year for Saturdays and Sundays because obviously college football on Saturday and then NFL football on Sunday. We do a pretty good job at least making sure that we have a lot of healthy choices. And then there's always, the wings or the nachos and cheese and salsa dips and that kind of thing. But I think I do a pretty good job of monitoring what I eat. We'll talk about this actually in another episode, but the mindset of keeping it simple as far as eating and not feeling restricted, and that it's okay, getting in that mindset that it's okay to eat normal.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I was afraid of for a long time. I was just so scared to stretch it back out, to lose my sleeve, so to speak. And I think once I gave myself the grace and realized you can have a treat day rather than call it a cheat day.
Yeah.
Because that's just a touchy word for me. Like there's no cheating per se. You just let's turn it on its side and call it treating, because you do deserve a reward, a treat. Don't deprive yourself so much that you get stuck.
Yeah, or that you feel miserable.
But you don't want to call it cheating and mess with your mind that way. Like, I totally, cheated on myself.
Like, for example, I'll have nachos and cheese dip and be like, hey, I'm just moving forward because you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't look at it as a failure. You can't do that.
Yeah. But I think you've seen the benefits. You've seen the light at the end of the tunnel. You've reached your goal weight, and you may have fluctuated from time to time, but you've proven to yourself you can get there. And I think that just depends on where everyone else is in their journey. I'm still so new to it. I'm still learning how to give myself that grace.
Yeah.
So
and like we both said, like everybody's in a different part of their journey or on a different part of their journey. Everybody's going to have different responses to their journey, and you just keep going daily with what works best for you.
Yeah.
And we're just here to offer you some tips and ideas, and when you get to that plateau and stall and what you can do to get yourself out of it. A lot of times also, one other thing that I wanted to cover for sure is exercise, because when you sometimes plateau, and this will also be another episode, but you plateau not only with your weight, but you plateau with exercising too. And that could be part of your weight plateau, because you're focusing maybe on too much cardio, or all you do is cardio and you're not focusing on your strength training and other, different types of exercises you could be doing. A lot of times, people focus more when they start their after surgery or weight loss journey, they start just with cardio all the time and not realizing like, hey, that the weight comes off pretty quick, and you want to be able to maintain your muscle toning at the same time, because if you don't do that, you're going to have a lot of extra skin. So, you know, those are all episodes that we can spend all day talking about.
Yeah.
But you know, today we just wanted to share our little ideas and tips and our experience when we plateaued installed.
And throw yours in the ring too. Once we figure out how to get this live, or at least respond to comments.
Yeah.
So I imagine they'll be able to make a comment.
Oh yeah.
Just throw it in there and we'll talk about it, you know, and if it's something totally unknown to us, you know, we'll definitely throw it out there and say thanks.
Yeah. Watch the episode, make a comment, or if you have something you'd like to share, every week we will go back and review the comments and we'll respond to the questions or comments. And
this is a collective effort. We're all, everybody that tunes in is going to be part of our Wait, There's More crew.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
we got some big things in store.
Yeah. Some upcoming guests, but share your ideas on that too. If you have an episode that you'd like to learn something, we can jump on that too.
Yeah, definitely. So with that being said, episode 2 has come to an end.
Even though you had to bear through some technical difficulties, we appreciate you tuning in, and we're just so happy to be doing this together.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, Kim.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
All right.